Now, speaking of civil discourse, we came across an interesting new piece of research from CU Boulder last week. It posed the idea that a study of the NBA forum on Reddit, the NBA subreddit, can tell us a lot about how people interact with each other online, all across online world. Well, joining me now are the lead researchers on the study from CU Boulder, Professor Chenhao and Senior Jason Zhang. It's nice to see both of you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Why the NBA, Professor? Why did we figure that the NBA would tell us what it is you're looking for?
Yeah, we are interested in understanding polarization and tribalism in online communities. And we all know sports fans can sometimes also be very tribal, similar to the case of politics. And they can even treat fans of other rival teams almost as enemies. And that led us to see how this actually plays out on a huge platform like Reddit.
Jason, what did you find? What did you learn?
Yeah, in our study, we find that encouraging fans of different teams to interact with each other will not help them get along. So the more of these fans interact, the more negative their comments are in their home team community.
So it gets worse. Instead of where conversation you would think might help people, in this case, it just inflames things in some ways.
Yes, to give you an example, so say during last year's playoff season, if a Denver Nuggets fan spent a lot of time interacting with the San Antonio Spurs or the Trail Blazers fans, and he actually become more likely to use swear words or complaining about the referees, even when he discusses with his the home team fans.
Is this data, Professor? Can you actually make it into something that you're not interpreting too much? You don't want to have too much interpretation of what people are saying, but how do you convert it into actual data?
Yeah, so we use a technology called natural language processing, and we try to make sense of the sentiment that people express in this language, and also we are trying to find out what's the difference in how people talk about different topics.
So I'm guessing you see a lot of all caps. Yeah. When people are mad, they speak in all caps. Is that what you also look for as well, Jason?
What does all caps mean?
When people are like yelling, and the look comes out as all caps in the way they type.
Yeah, we especially found that when people interact with fans of opposing team, a large proportion of these interactions can be negative and toxic. Yeah.
So does this mean that people on other subreddits and the rest of the online community, do you think this parallels how people talk to each other?
I can definitely see there will be some parallels, but I guess like this at a high level really highlights the complexity of having intergroup contact online. And like a common strategy that people propose to reduce prejudice is to have people exposed to other people's opinions. But when it actually plays out, sometimes it can easily backfire if we simply blindly apply this strategy.
Do you think we can learn something from it? Do you think there's something we can, as individuals or as students of the internet, learn more?
Yeah, I think that kind of gives us ideas about what not to do, at least in this case, if our goal is to encourage constructive discussions. And some cases, some other places of Reddit, we also see people use more calm language and are able to have some constructive conversations. And those cases kind of provide contrast cases that helps us learn. For instance, like a very useful thing is to maintain an open attitude and try to explain why you hold a particular opinion. Sometimes some platforms are not very facilitating for that kind of conversations.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see how people talk to each other in this modern world. Jason, Professor Tan, we appreciate you both visiting with us. Thanks for your work.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Alex.